Then why were you capping on me?
Dude, if I'm not going to cap on you, Dez, then I don't like you, man. So figure it out, son. Huh?
All right, look, we just got to win. We're just going to win. And that's
what I said.
All that means.
Fuck them all, man. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Beyond the Diamond Podcast here on the Apollo Podcast Network. Brian, LaLima, ApolloDez here with you. Producer Josh is also tagging along for today's episode. Follow us on Twitter at ApolloDez1, at BLima790, and of course at ApolloHOU. Dez, do we not have a producer cam today? Are we?
I think so. They were fixing the volumes on here. Do we have a producer cam?
Are we good?
No producer cam.
No producer cam today. Okay. Well, the Astros just take 2 out of 3 from the Rays over the weekend. They welcome in the Phillies tonight, which is Monday. They open up their last series of the season before the playoffs start. Lance McCullers Jr., Framber Valdez, and Justin Verlander scheduled to start against the Phillies. The Phillies need to win one game, and they are in the wild card spot in the NL. But if they get swept by the Astros, they are out, and somehow the Brewers get in. Oh my gosh, October is right around the corner and you can taste it. So I'm excited. Let's dive right into, you want to talk Rays? You want to talk upcoming Phillies? Maybe a little Jeremy Pena? Maybe the Mets and Braves? The Braves are the scariest team on the planet right now. We got a couple of things to dig into. Where do you want to start?
We can start about the Rays series. I thought it was really good baseball. Won some close games. It always feels good to win a 1-run, 2-run ball game. But to do it against the potential matchup you could play in October's got to be a good feeling. Obviously, these don't count. October's what counts. The playoffs is what makes heroes and goats. So, all in all, I thought the guys pitched really good. I thought Garcia pitched really well. He's been kind of nails over the last 6 or 7 starts. Obviously, a lot of people wrote him off and were like, hey, he's not going to be in the rotation and he's going to be in the bullpen, but he's still a weapon. And when you have him being a bridge guy, it's pretty insane. You have Javier who once again pitched brilliantly. I mean, the guy just is a weapon. And I'll start by saying I know he should be your 4th arm in the rotation, and he deserves it. He's earned it. It makes all the sense in the world. But I would love for him just to be a bridge guy and pitch 2 or 3 times in a series, and not just maybe once. But I completely understand what he's probably going to do, and that's fine. I mean, Hunter Brown may be that Colin McHugh guy where he just bridges 2-3 innings, even though I'd rather have Javier be that role. But going Javier than Hunter Brown it's pretty lights out right now.
Yeah, that's
pretty fucking nasty.
Yeah, Christian Javier went 6 innings, 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 7 in the win against the Rays on, what was that, Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. They won 2-1. Hunter Brown an inning, and that one only gave up a hit, struck out 2. Montero, a clean inning. Ryan Presley walked 2, gave up a run, obviously in that 9th, but still got it done. Yeah, I think when we look at the playoff matchups, it was, starting today, Jose Urquidy is going to be out of the pen. So I'm sure we're going to have Urquidy come out of the pen in the ALDS. I listened to some audio this morning where James Click was asked about a piggyback start with Luis Garcia and a couple of others. So it's kind of like we said last week, one or 2 or 3 of these guys, Christian Javier, Luis Garcia, Jose Urquidy, and then Hunter Brown, all 4 of those guys will somehow be in a piggyback opener type role come the ALDS, because I think where we stand right now, it's got to be Justin Verlander, Framber Valdez, and then Lance McCullers. And then I would start Christian Javier game 4 if needed, obviously. I think he is your 4th starter, especially in the CS, and then figure it out from there. At the end of the day, it's like we said pretty much here over the last 4 or 5 weeks that it's such a good problem to have because you have so many quality arms that are throwing extremely well, and they have all season. I mean, you think about it, you have Christian Javier with 11 wins. You've got Framber with 16. You've got Justin Verlander with 17. I think Urquidy and Who am I missing? Urquidy and Luis Garcia both have what, 12 or 13 wins? I mean, that.
Yeah, I think Luis
Just
is at 15 and Jose is at 13. Josh,
Garcia's
is that true?
at 14.
Garcia's got
And
his 15th last night.
yes, last night. Sorry. So 15, and then Urquidy's got 13 wins.
Urquidy's at 13, Framber's at 16, Justin's at 17. So 15, 16, 17.
And then Christian Javier might be the most dynamic outside of your top three. I mean, and he's coming in at 11 wins. There's a couple of games that were one or two run, decided by one or two runs that you could have got him a couple extra wins. I mean, just this rotation has been so solid all season long. It's crazy to think about what this pitching staff has done.
Yeah, and wins and losses are a dinosaur dying off stat. Sometimes there's a lot of misleading truths in those records.
Yeah,
and I think that's Javier, right? Where the other guys like legitimately pitched their tails off. Javier just was on the bad luck of some games. He could easily be, 14 and 5, 14 and 6. But his baseball savant page, and I know you're not a savant guy, but it is
I love
pretty much
savant.
all red.
What do we got?
It's all red. Like,
yeah.
Hard hit percentage, he's in the 84th percentile. The X batting average and X slugging against him, he's like in the 98, 95 percentile. His whip percentage is 81% percentile. The fastball spin 78, curve spin 92. Like, the dude's spinning the baseball.
What's his
at a really, really high level?
What's his K per 9? It's got to be in double digits, right?
I think it's 11.7.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's currently 11.7.
Oh, God,
I was gonna say he's actually Framber's had the hype of the quality start tour and everything, but Javier has actually kind of had a better season just in less innings pitched. He's at a 152 ERA plus, and Framber's at 134.
11.
So the cool thing on Savant, you can like compare the similar pitches to other pitchers. He's being compared to Cease, Tristan McKenzie, Kinley. Even though Kinley's a
Kenley Jansen
roller coaster of a pitcher, but that's a good 3 pitchers to be around and kind of associated with. So look, there's a chance that the Astros take care of business that Javier's not even pitching until middle October 20s something.
Right.
If you think about it, if the Astros take care of business in the DS, go 1, 2, 3, which is, look, baseball is baseball. It finds a weird way to level things out, and what you think could happen is not. But if they take care of business and then he's your game 4 starter in the CS, he's not pitching till like October 21st, I think.
Yeah.
When is game 4 of the CS, Josh? Do we have the schedule? That's a long layoff. So that's why I think in the DS, if you have to have a game plan to, hey, he's your bridge guy. He's going to be a guy that keeps his innings up and does that, because if he's not pitching, that's a lot. That's almost a month off.
ALCS game 4 is the 23rd.
23rd.
Wow.
I mean, that's a good problem to have, obviously. Like, we're taking care of this, and your number 4 star is not pitching until then.
Right.
But it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Right. Yeah, and looking at the playoff picture, if it ended today, you would have the Astros at the number 1 seed, then the Yankees at the number 2 seed. Yankees would play the winner of the Guardians and the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Astros would play the winner of the Blue Jays and Mariners. So a lot of the talk is matchups. What matchup would you rather see, Des? Would you rather them Blue Jays or would you rather them Mariners?
Well, which one is a problem?
Who's a problem? I heard Seattle was. I heard Seattle was a problem.
I'd rather play the Blue Jays.
Why?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we have a losing record versus them when Manoah was here, and then you have the George Springer factor. I think. I think we match up. We match up better.
Dude, you are terrified of the Mariners, aren't you?
Look, baseball's poetic.
What would
baseball's poetic?
What would be poetic about playing the Mariners?
It's a team that you have consistently beat, and then they beat you in October. Everything goes out the door. So
and their playoff drought.
And their playoff drought, 21 years, like they're the little brother of the division that used to be Oakland. Now it's them. Like it's just a lot of factors. I don't really necessarily. I'd rather go up north, have some maple syrup, and beat the Blue Jays.
Right, but just because. So here's, and you and I are usually on the exact same page when it comes to baseball mindset. But I'm going to disagree with you real quick, because why are they all of a sudden the little brother of the division and it's not Oakland? The Mariners have had one good season.
No, I mean the
1.5. I mean,
Seattle's been in your rearview mirror for a bit in the sprint.
Oakland's
the 2020 sprint.
Oakland's been more
Oakland
of a problem than the Mariners.
No,
I mean recently it's been the Mariners. Last 2 years.
Last 2 years.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's a small in the grand scheme of things. 2 years, and now all of a sudden they're. I mean, I know they got better pitching than Toronto, but when it comes to Toronto, what would you rather face? Would you rather face Toronto in a really good lineup and an okay pitching staff, or Seattle with a good pitching staff and an okay lineup?
I'd rather face Toronto, because Seattle's seen our guys 16 times to compare to the Blue Jays 4 or 5 times.
Right.
Look, 5-gamers scare me. Give me a team that.
Yeah, I'm with you on the 5. I hate 5-game series. Like, but on the flip side of that, like, look at what Toronto and the wild card teams, a 3-game series, dude, that's going to be fucking bananas. They are going to empty the absolute tank to get past that series. All 4 of those teams.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing the wild card. Playing that wild card sucks.
It does.
I'll 100% say that. It's just, I don't know. There's just a lot of factors I just don't like. The 21 years, their playoff crowds will be raucous. They're in the division. We've owned them, and it all changes if they win a series in October in the sense of their perspective. So I don't want to fucking deal with that. If we're playing them, then you play little brother and you beat little brother.
Right.
I just don't want to have that scenario.
At Rogers Center, the Astros have an 813 OPS this year. At T-Mobile Park, they have a 648 OPS.
Play Toronto.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that series goes 3, and I think the other series goes 3.
Dude, there's no way that both of those wild card series only go 2 games. Like those games are going to be absolute bananas. They are going to do anything and everything to win those games. They're going to throw everything and the kitchen sink at each other. And then whoever moves on, like, their rotations are going to be fucked going into the ALDS. I wouldn't be
surprised if this year in both leagues, all 4 wild card winners
are home.
Just get beat by the.
Oh, in the next.
Yeah, I think all 4 of them are going to lose badly because of the playoff, and then they're going to have to reassess. Oh, maybe this isn't a good idea because these teams literally have no starting pitching going into the DS.
The rotation, if it goes 3 games, those rotations are so fucked. They are so fucked. Yeah.
But also this is just another factor I don't like. Say Seattle wins. Okay. We play Seattle. Their first home playoff game in 21 years will be game 3 of the DS.
Right.
Because they're playing all 3 games on the road in Toronto.
Right.
So that crowd in game 3, we thought the White Sox last year, when they had the lights and the fucking old man with the cane doing the voodoo was loud. That place is going to be bananas.
Right. I mean,
banana. I don't want to just do. I mean, granted, Rogers Center we bumping too.
Dude, they're all going to be every ballpark, and that's where, like, you and I have discussed 1,000 times, going into raucous opposing stadiums doesn't phase this team and this organization. So fuck it. It's like I said in our group message on Apollo. Fuck everybody else in the American League. I'm not scared of anybody. Give me all the smoke. None of these teams scare me. They don't.
What?
They don't.
We can segue. This is what we call a segue in the business. Who scares you right now?
Who's?
That's what we call a segue.
The Atlanta Braves.
Atlanta Braves are playing really good.
Dude, the Atlanta Braves just demolished the Mets. They beat DeGrom. They beat Scherzer. And what was the third? I don't know. Who?
Bassett. They beat Bassett.
And Bassett. They demolished. What the Braves are doing right now should scare everybody. especially in the
it should
National
scare
League.
the Dodgers.
It should scare
the Dodgers. Should be scared.
They should be.
Braves and LCS.
Oh yeah.
The Braves are so damn good.
This is what's scary. You had when I say we had, the Mets had, Major League Baseball had an opportunity to put the Braves away, and they didn't, because this Braves team has been playing their asses off all year, chasing the Mets, and it took the final week to finally get over it. Right?
Yep.
If they chased them all year and didn't get this bye, and then would have had to play 3 games and then go into a DS, they would have been gassed.
Oh yeah.
They just put a lot of it. The Mets just let the Braves catch their breath and get everything lined up. And that should terrify everyone on the National League side, because I think this Braves team is better than the team that beat the Astros last year.
They are.
Which is wild.
That's a scary thing. They are.
That's our problem to worry about later.
Right.
But did you watch the game last night?
No, I didn't. I was coaching, so I missed that. I watched the highlights this morning, and it's...
So not only punching DeGrom in the mouth, not only punching Scherzer in the mouth, there's this play, because the Mets at this point, Game 3, still control their destiny, right?
Yeah.
They can salvage the series, avoid the sweep. It is 3-0 or 3-1. Runners on the corners, no outs. There's a swing and bunt down the third base line. A guy gets a good break. He's going to score on the play. So it's a do or die for Riley. If he barehands it, I don't even know if he gets the guy at first. So the guy's going to score, and they get the guy over. Even if he gets the out, the guy still scores, right? And they'd be down 4-1. He lets the ball go. He reads the spin and lets the ball go, and it barely goes foul. Just an insane animal read.
Yeah.
Then the best part about it, Dansby walks over to the foul ball and just slow. This is the game within the game that just gets me so bricked up.
Yeah.
Dansby walks over to the foul ball, takes his time. Charlie Morton's sweating bullets. Charlie Morton looks like he's seeing ghosts. And Dansby just over there reads the label of the ball, takes his time, then throws it in the stands. Walks all the way back. So you had a third baseman make a do or die play that'll run no matter what he feels it's going to score, because there's no play at home. The run doesn't score. Next pitch, infield pop-up. Next batter, strikeout.
Yeah.
Next pitch, ground ball. Out of the inning, no one scores. So they're still down 3. So that one play changes the entire complexion of the ball game.
Just like
the
that.
offense comes up, puts a 2 spot, ties it up that next half inning. It's now 3-3. That play alone, I tweeted, I was like, that changes that. That's going to be what you put on a fucking World Series championship DVD. Like, it was the most insane bananas baseball play I've ever seen in my entire life. And it got me so bricked up, because not only did Dansby give a starter a breather, Charlie regained himself, and then 1, 2, 3 got out of the inning. I was like, yeah, that was just peak baseball.
Do you remember when there were some people that tried to tell me and you that momentum doesn't exist in baseball?
Momentum's a real thing.
Like that's a perfect example of first of all, having high baseball IQ in Riley, Dansby Swanson knowing that Riley just made the best play to let the baseball go foul. You could probably feel the tension in the ballpark.
Oh yeah.
He slows the game down completely. Lets Charlie figure it out. Lets Riley figure it out. And then it's controlling the momentum, controlling what you can control. And in that moment, Dansby Swanson, the high IQ play for Riley to do that is one thing. But the underrated part of that is what Dansby Swanson did, because you slow down everything, and then you see what it does. Like, don't tell me momentum is not a real thing in baseball. That's a perfect example of it. You let your starter you let your starter regroup, and then he goes out and you said, what was it? A pop-up, an infield pop-up.
Infield pop-up.
Strikeout.
Ground out.
Crazy, man. That's the shit in baseball that, like you said, get bricked up. Like that's what I love about that game, about this game, is moments like that. High baseball IQ, slow down the game as much as possible, the game within the game, ride the momentum, and then bingo, bango, bongo, boom, out of the inning.
Okay, I'm back on now playing Seattle.
Okay, why?
Because I think George Springer being the pulse of that team in October's kind of I'm looking the Seattle series. I think the momentum, the pressure of 21 years and all that can eat them up.
I think I would much rather play Toronto because good pitching beats good hitting in October. They have a good lineup, but who do they have after Manoah?
Well, it depends. If Kevin Gossman's on, he's on. That's scary. And then you have Berrios, but Berrios is at a down year.
Who has better pitching? We know who has better pitching. It's
you just said you wanted to play Seattle earlier. Now you want to play Toronto?
No. I was coming from a standpoint of just asking why are we like making, I think we make, not we, but I think, yeah, it's we. We're a team here. I just think we make these Mariners out to be like they're just they're a problem. And I was just curious as to why you and Josh
this
thought
entire
that.
time you wanted to play Toronto?
What's that?
This entire time you wanted to play Toronto?
Yeah, I mean, you look at who's got better pitching. I said that last week. I said the Mariners have good pitching.
What are we doing here?
But I just don't think, like, they're not a problem. Like, they have good pitching, but they're nothing. Like, they haven't been there, done that. Like, yes, they're playing well. They've gotten better. But, like, dude, they're not even little brother yet. Like, do something in the playoffs, and then we can anoint them the little brother. The A's have done much more than the Mariners in the last 6 years of this golden age of baseball we've seen from the Astros. Yes or no?
That's an irrelevant question.
No, see, come on, dude.
Irrelevant question. Your Honor, phrasing. Your Honor.
No, I'd rather, if you look at that, if you look at that matchup, I would rather play Toronto because good pitching beats good hitting in October.
Then why were you capping on me?
Dude, if I'm not going to cap on you, Dez, then I don't like you, man. So figure it out, son. Huh?
All right, look, we just got to win. We're just going to win. And that's
what I said.
All that
fuck them all, man.
Are we thinking Philly has to be like, what the fuck's going on? We're trotting out Lance Verlander, Framber when they're like, we just got to win one game to get in the playoffs. Let's look at the playoff matchups, and the Astros are trotting out last year's ace, your number 3 starter this year, Lance McCullers Jr., who's fresh as can be. Maybe our guy had a little bubble gut. Says, hey, it happens. Get it out of the way now. That's why he missed his last start. And then you got Justin Verlander, Cy Young, and then you got Framber, who's going to be second in Cy Young voting, or should be. And the Phillies got to win one game. Like, they got to be thinking, what the hell?
Yeah. You look at the playoff picture right now in the NL. You have Dodgers 1 seed, Braves 2 seed. Philly and St. Louis, as of right now, would play each other, and they would get the Braves. And then the Mets and Padres would play each other, and they would get the Dodgers. So Philly coming to town, they've got to win one game, and they have to face the quality pitching of the Houston Astros, which, I mean, a lot of people like to question Dusty Baker on every little thing that he does, but I think this is the right move to start all 3 of these guys. Keep the routine up and moving. You've got some days off coming up. Let them rest, and then I'm sure there's going to be simulated games and some inter squads or whatever you want to call it, where you'll see live BP sessions and all that, so forth and so on. Keep the rotation going, and Philly, good luck. Simple as that.
Here's a conspiracy for you. Not that it's a big deal, but the Astros have, for a few weeks, had planned this Lance McCullers astronaut Space City branded bobblehead that they're doing tonight. Do you think they pushed Lance's start back?
Oh, for
to tonight for sales,
from a promotional standpoint.
Maybe.
I thought tonight was Dusty's replica ring.
No, the Astros just tweeted out a little bit ago a little bobblehead with Lance and 2 dogs. And it's in the Space City uniform thing for Monday nights.
No, I don't think
so. But
it's fun. It's fun speculation.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the bobblehead game everyone loves. No, I do think maybe, hey, let's push Lance to start because, do we really need him to pitch right now? Get him tuned up one last time. But I expect him to go out and shove for 6 tonight. I don't know if he's gonna be. I don't think he'll be on pitch count or anything, so he'll be fine. But I
I think he'll be.
I didn't think the Phillies. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't know the Phillies were going to sneak in like this.
I think Lance will be on some sort of a pitch count, like 80 pitches.
Dusty said he's going to go as long as he can go. That's what Dusty said. They're going to let Lance go to find his limit, I think, today.
Okay. So lengthen
like
him
that.
out. Yeah, I like it.
What before we shut this thing down, what are some things you want to see over the next 3 days? Because we're going to do another episode, like a season roundup in 3 days. But just to wrap up the series, what are some things you want to see? Obviously, I just want to see Jake Myers get a lot more innings. I think he shouldn't be on the bench. Is he even starting tonight? The schedule, I mean, the lineup come out.
Lineup should come out in about.
Jake is starting tonight.
He is. It's already out.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
It's Altuve, Pena, Alvarez, Bregman, Tucker, Gurriel, Mancini, Myers, Maldonado.
I think for me, I want to see a lineup that you're going to roll out for ALDS game number 1. I want to see that in regular season action against a team like the Phillies. So whatever Dusty thinks that might be, I liked Alex Bregman in the 2-hole the other night.
I did not fall in love with that.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I liked it as well. So maybe toy with that. Just I want to see the lineup, what it's going to look like. Now, whether that's Chaz in center, Jake Myers in center, and if you're going to bring Jake Myers back up and you're going to recall him, why not give him a lot of opportunities? Like get him back going. And I'm really interested to see how it is for game 1 with Verlander on the mound. And is it going to be
your boy Dubon, dude?
It's going to be Dubon in center?
100%.
Right? So I don't know. I want to see another thing, man. At Mancini,
he's not starting.
No, I know he's not starting.
In the playoffs.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know he's not starting, but I want to see when he does get some opportunities in these last 3 games. Like I want to see better at bats from him because he's kind of like feast or famine right now.
Yeah,
to say the least.
Look, this offense fucks, and it looks like Pena. We kind of said it on here. He's gonna start off hot. Once they have the book on him, he'll struggle, and then he'll figure it back out in the back end. So, shout out to him putting the work in. Shout out to I don't know what hitting coach it was, if it was Snicker or Centron or whoever it was working with them. They have a really good game plan for Jeremy Pena right now.
Yeah,
and him coming on right now is just another thing. I mean, we've talked about over the last month and a half. Bregman's here, he's back. Tucker's here, he's healthy. Jordan's here, he's healthy. Altuve's I think we saw in the group message today, his WRC was 2 points higher than it was over his MVP year. He's there. Like this lineup is deep and healthy, and then you insert Jeremy Pena, where he can just go out and play baseball and look like he's not pressing. I think we finally got to see him smile over the last 2.5 weeks more than it has been for the last 2.5 months. So baseball is hard. Baseball is daunting. And when you're playing up against a franchise ghost, it gets tough. And so obviously that's going to be his biggest battle this October, is that playoff ghost that used to be there. And I just think it behooves, like that word, SAT, the word behooves.
SAT word of the episode is behoove. Can you please use it in a sentence, producer Josh?
I don't even. Yeah, we look up behooves? It behooves everyone to.
Behooves is the duty or responsibility for someone to do something.
Put on the board. It behooves all of us to just let Jeremy Pena be Jeremy Pena. Yeah. Let that kid go out there, rip some bicep curls, rip some tricep dips, throw on their shirt, hit some tanks, and let him just smile. Because you know what? America's about to fall in love with this kid because they're about to see him all the time on every single fucking graphic that TBS or TNT is going to put out on the ALDS. Oh, Jeremy Pena versus Carlos Correa in the playoffs. Yeah, America's going to fall in love with this kid. And you know what? They should. So let him be him. Let him be a kid. Hey, sometimes kids, I don't have kids, but word on the street, sometimes kids, they fuck up. Our little shortstop, It's fine. Let kids be kids.
Hey,
relax.
Speaking of
Put your
shortstop,
feet up.
speaking of shortstops, you guys want to go to the Dior store anytime soon?
You want to go to the Dior store? Because when I go into Dior, I'm just like, I want that. I get it.
You
what
want
a quote.
The,
What
you
a
want,
line.
You
I
want
loved
the
it.
you want the you want the product. You gotta come get it. You gotta go get it.
Get the product, baby. I loved it. I loved the line.
That's how I am in Chipotle.
Oh, you want the guac? I want the guac.
Yeah, I want the extra cheese.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Shameless plug right there for Chipotle. So
yeah, Chipotle. Send the check, Chipotle.
Right
there. Right there. Chipotle.
Yeah, we're gonna see what Jeremy's made of in October. So
we gotta do dog of the. We'll save the next dog of the week for.
No, we got dog of the week later on this week.
And dog of the season.
Dog of the season.
Oh, we're doing dog of the season too?
Dog of the season. Ooh. Okay. That's what we call a tease. That's what we call a tease in the biz. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Hey, speaking of Christian Javier's K per 9, 11.7. You can catch the 11.7 podcast right here on the Apollo Podcast Network.
That was good.
College baseball
that was
season.
good.
So
they don't call him LaLima 790 for nothing.
You know, it's just what I do. 11.7, plugging it all the way around.
That was good.
Yeah. So check that out.
Check out the 11.7 boys. That was good.
That's going to do it. We'll be back in a couple of days. Astros, Phillies tonight, Monday. Lance McCullers Jr. on the mound. Dez, you got anything before we get out of here?
Just keep winning.
Fuck
winning. Everyone else, just keep winning.
I'm with you. Fuck them.
Fuck them. Fucking we ball.
That's it. We'll see you on a couple of days. Peace.
Peace, love, guys.